Hello, stock traders. I hope all of you had a great week and a great month. January did not end well, but overall a very good month, at least for me and also for this list. In today's video, I am going to do a review. I always believe in tracking your trades. I'm going to do a review of each level and also give you a rundown of how each one of the strategies did. Here we go. There's so much to cover. I'm just going to get right into it. If you could do me a favor, please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button and also subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when one of these videos comes out. Okay, so the top 7 list that came out Friday morning pre-market. If you had all those stocks evenly, you would have had a 0.15% loss, which is much better than the market did for the day. My personal, I had not the greatest of days. I had a 4.25% loss, but overall had a very good month, so I feel good about my strategies. I just haven't reached the exit point on some of the stocks that I still have, just because it's happened and I've sold stock and I haven't bought more options. I am a good portion of cash right now. I have some money to invest if the market is good on Monday, or if it's bad, I can go into my bearish strategies depending upon which direction it goes. Month to date, if you are following this list, then for the month of January, you should have had a 6.63% return. That's much better than the Dow Jones Industrial and the S&P 500. The insiders did perform pretty well. We had some great picks over the month, and we're going to cover some of those from this last week. Year to date, I had an 18.03% gain so far. So for the month of January, I had an 18.03% gain. That is tracking all of my different trades and strategies. All right, so let's get to it. We have so much to cover. I'm just going to jump right in it. In the premium level, now the two different strategies that we use in the premium level are the earnings run-up play. And this is a play that I get a lot of help from my buddy John, who helps me out so much on that. And also SPACs, and I know very little about SPACs, and so hey, it's hard to know everything, and he studies that stuff so well. I follow him on a lot of those trades, on those SPAC trades. Anyway, let's get right to it because a lot of these are just terrific gains, so let's get in there. These are all from the premium room. These are call outs from our premium room in our Patreon group, so check that out. We have a link in the description down below. I'll just say that once and move on. Okay, the first is VGAC, sold for a 195% gain. This was an option play. MSFT, Microsoft, sold for a 61.4% gain, another option. CALX sold for a 44% gain. PFG sold for a 49.5% loss. HOLX sold for a 0.3% loss. PSACW, so this is warrants. This was a 43.7% gain. This was a medium hold, had this for most of the month. FBK sold for a 0.47% gain. AAPL, this was put options, sold for a 134.46% gain. JNPR sold for 194.6% gains. That was an earnings run-up play. SKWS sold for 54.3% loss. JMIA sold for a 71.9% gain. So 11 total picks, 8 of them were successful, 73% win rate, and an average gain per pick, and most of these were options, at 58.31%. So average gain of 58%. That is absolutely phenomenal. Definitely had a good week in the premium room. Now there are some stocks that we are just holding in that room, and we have a lot of stocks that are negative in that room, but a lot of them are SPACs, and with those, you literally just wait for merger news or rumors, and then you sell as they move upwards. Okay, so here's our standard room, and man, I did a lot of trades in the standard room. I didn't even realize it. Started looking back and going, holy cow, I traded like crazy this week. So here we go. VYNE sold for a 47.6% gain. PLTR for a 24.86% gain. MNXXF sold for a 44.61% gain. PLUG sold for a 0.67% gain. LNDC sold for a 33% loss. TTOO sold for a 6.42% gain. AG sold for a 46.87% gain. NNDM sold for a 144% gain. EDSA sold for a 0.46% gain. NOK sold for a 3.6% gain. SLB sold for a 74% gain. BB sold for a 53.14% gain. NEOS sold for a 12.6% loss. GERN sold for a 3.53% loss. CLSN sold for a 9.7% loss. TNXP sold for a 4.62% gain. SOS sold for a 3.56% gain. gain. LPCN sold for a 4.1% loss. RGLS sold for a 19.4% loss. AAPL sold for a 31.8% gain. NIO sold for a 2.2% gain. CLII sold for a 2.2% gain. So a lot of these were my new Pivos strategy. And so this is a great strategy that I have. And the other is my day trading strategies. And so a lot of these are just a day trade or just an overnight trade. So 16 out of 22, and that's a 72.7% win rate with an average gain per pick at 25.51% gain. Okay, now for basic level stuff. This is the insider swing play. This is stuff on the top 7. Most of these are top 7 picks you will recognize from watching these videos. So here we go. The first is ZDGE, sold for a 13.79% gain. ADMQ sold for a 7.21% gain. DXLG sold for an 81.57% gain. LNDC sold for a 1.5% gain. ADVM sold for a 2.24% gain. SRNE for a 10.2% gain. That one was a news pick, so that one had a really interesting news on it. VOLT sold for a 6.99% gain. REVG sold for a 14.5% gain. PGTK sold for a 9.7% gain. BRN sold for a 17.6% loss. Now, I want to go on record saying that the insiders were right on this one, and this one gained huge after selling. We just didn't hold this one long enough, so 17.6% loss could have been a 200% return. Well, that's very frustrating when that happens, but you know, I follow my strategy and it hit its exit point, and so it was time for me to get out. Next is RKDA, sold for a 6.7% loss, and DRVN sold for a 0.84% gain. So that is 10 out of 12. That is an 83% win rate, an average gain per pick of 10.35%. Very, very good. Most of those are 2 to 3 day swings. Some are as much as 5 day swings, but the basic group did very, very well. Okay, now let's get to the top 7 and others. We have so many great stocks to cover. Should be great next week, depending upon how the market performs. The first one is YAYO. So these are the others. And on Friday, this finished up 2.97%. My average in it's $1.97. Since calling this out, it is up 11.82%, so doing very well. The next is BSPK, and on Friday this finished up 13.67%. My average in it is 9 cents a share. Since calling this out, it is down 11.79%, but it is coming back. CCEL was even on Friday, and my average in it's $8.50. Since calling this out, it is down 4.71%. PQEFF on Friday finished down 3.71%. My average in it is 6 cents a share. Since calling this out, it is down 8.15%. Now to the top 7. Here we go. The first one is NK, Nank West. And on Friday, this finished up 1.59%. This one is brand new to the list, and this has had some really good news. Expecting it to continue further. There's some positive data from one of the companies that they own, and I think that this one will do well, and it was very good news going forward. All right, number 6 is CUE. This is Q Biopharma. And on Friday, this finished down 0.37%. My average in it's $14.91. Since calling this out, it is down 9.21%. The chief medical officer bought shares in open market. Analysts have an average target price of $31.17. I think this one's going to do really great. It's the reason why I put it in my list and the reason why I own it. All right, number 5 is Fastenal, FAST. On Friday, this finished down 2.27%. A lot of these stocks finished down just with the market. My average in it's $48.32. Since calling this out, is down 5.50%, but insider activity continues on this. Michael Anschus has been loading up shares multiple days, and so we just saw more activity on this. I'm expecting this one to start to climb once the market gets a little better. There's got to be some news behind here because there's constant loading happening on this stock. Number 4 is CYTH. This is Cyclotherapeutics. We've had this one in the past, even though the stock did great. We did not do a very good job of trading it, or at least I didn't. This one has not been a friend to me. I got back into it because of the insider activity, and so far, it's just okay. On Friday, this finished down 1.33%. My average at $6.43. Since calling this out, is down 7.23%. The reason why I like it is because Marcus Seeger, director, bought shares in open market on Wednesday. Wednesday, and analysts have a very high average target price on this of $12 a share. So the insider activity paired with the high analyst target made me want to buy it, and so far it's doing okay. Number 3 is FCEL. This one has huge upward potential. I think this stock can explode at any time, but that's just my opinion. On Friday, this finished down 5.55%. Like a lot of things, it was down in the market. My average in it's $20.59. Since calling this out, it is up 0.76%. The CEO purchased shares twice in open market. Very nice size, was really good to see, and so that's why I like it going forward. Number 2 is TCON. This is TCON Pharma, and on Friday, this finished up 0.44%. My average in it's $9.26. Since calling this out, it is down 1.19%. The CEO purchased shares at $8.98. It's a very bullish transaction, and so I definitely like that. It was open market, so it's all the things I'm looking for. Would like to see more purchases happen on this. There's lots of insider activity on this one over the last 5 months, and so that's why I like it. It's had a lot of repeat insider activity. Those insiders and officers have been loading up shares. They believe in the company, and there has been some good news and some real big moves. All right, number 1 is INTC. This is Intel. This had more insider activity reported on Friday, so this one's doing pretty well. Since calling this out, is up 3.26%, so it's doing pretty good. Something is up here. There has been too much insider activity by too many different people. So this one I may hold until there's news. I feel like there's a news event coming around the corner. But on Friday, this finished down 0.99%. My average in it's $53.76. And George Davis purchased shares, CFO, at $55.34. Just another person to buy shares in Intel again. That is an officer. So something looks pretty fishy there. There might be some information kind of coming out, some news coming out. I really appreciate all of you watching and all that have supported me through this channel. I am working very hard to make the YouTube channel even better. I expect some changes and to do more videos, and looking forward to doing that coming up the next couple of weeks. Please watch for that. I'm going to do some more analysis videos and some kind of individual stocks, and really diving deep into a few different stocks that I believe in. Let's have a great week next week. Let's get back to things not being so crazy. The market has definitely been extremely volatile here lately. It's one of the reasons why I haven't been buying very much stock. I bought very little on Friday, and I pretty much just sold and didn't really buy very much. And the reason is because of the market and how it's performing. It makes me a little nervous. But, you know, it usually turns around, and it's usually just fine, and we're hitting some support levels on SPY, so we could see a bounce here soon. Hopefully we see that this next week. Anyway, I wish all of you the best on the stock market. Please be careful out there, do your due diligence, and please, please, please diversify your portfolio. If you are following me on these picks, these are just my opinions of the insider stocks that I think that will move up. I've had a pretty good track record of picking these stocks, but I do not know everything. So don't just rely on me. Do your own due diligence, please. Let's have a great week next week, and Raythoven out.